Alright guys, so we're going to take a few minutes and we're going to try to work through some of these questions that were kind of challenge questions with our statistics. So we're going to start with challenge number 1. It says 12 people have a mean mass of 63.5 kilograms. If they were to get on an elevator with a max of 750 kilograms, would they be able to ride it? Support your answer. Okay, so, well, if 12 people have a mean mass of 63.5 kilograms, that means that on average they're each 63.5 kilograms, and so simply all you have to do is go 12 times 63.5, and if we do that, then we go 12 times 63.5, and we get 762. And so that would give us 762 kilograms for the 12 people, and that is too big. And because it's too big, then no, they would not be able to ride it. Okay, now that was just using the understanding that the mean is the average. And so if I have 12 people with that average, I can just multiply it by 12, and that would give me the total. Remember, to get the mean, you add up all of the totals. So you do the total value, or the sum, right? And then you divide it by the number of people, or whatever it is. And that gives you the mean. So mathematically, if I take the mean and I multiply it by the number of people, then that cancels out over here, and I'm left with the total value, the sum of all their weights, which is just the mean times the number of people. Alright, so in question number 2, we're going to consider the data in the chart and then create a box and whisker plot. And so you see we got all our points here, so we're going to count up how many points there are. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I count a total of 17 points. So with 17 points, I'm now going to need to find, in order to get the box and whisker plot, I need to do the minimum. I need quartile 2, I need the median, I need quartile 1, and I need the maximum. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could list all these out. You could list 2, and then I got 2 3s, and then I got 3 4s, and you could keep on going just like that. And you would be able to do what you usually do. You can think of this in another way as well if you want, though. If there's 17, then we go 17 plus 1, which is 18, divided by 2 is 9. So the 9th person is my median. The minimum, of course, is 2. The maximum, of course, is 8. And so from there, the 9th person, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this guy right here is my median. So the median is 5. You'd get that same thing if you actually wrote them all out and found the middle number. Now from there, I need to find quartile 2, which is the middle of the middle. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if there are 8 people that are below the median, then half of that would be 4. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And so there we go, right there. Our quartile 2 would be 4. And then quartile 3, we just say, okay, to get quartile 3, same thing. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. So I count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so right there, 6 is my third quartile. Now, again, if that was too confusing for you, just write it out. Then you have your 5 5s. And then you have your 3 6s, and then you have your 2 7s, and then you have your 1 8. I just want to know, can you interpret this? Can you make sense of it? And so we just do that, and we say, okay, well, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You cross them out. You know how to do this. The 3, the 7, right? 4, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then your middle one is just the 5. There's your median. And then from there, you can do the same thing, and we go, okay, for the middle, 2 5, 3 5, 3 4. Oh, right there in the middle of the 4s is 4. Same thing on this end, 5 8, 5 7, 6 7. Right there in the middle of the 6s. And so now you got your quartiles. Now we're ready for our box and whisker plot, just like that. So we can use this number line even. I really don't care. So you got your minimum of 2. Your box, remember, will go from 4 to 6. With the line in the middle at the median, which was 5, and then you've got your last point over here.
it's fairly obvious that there's no outliers here, so I'm not going to worry about testing them, but there's your box and whisker plot. Ta-da!
So now we're going to do the third challenge problem. The third challenge problem says Paris is playing indoor soccer and scores 3, 1, 0, 2, and 5 points in the first 5 games. He wants to have an average of at least 3.5 points per game. So how many points does he need to score in the 6th game to achieve his goal? Alright, well, if we want an average of 3.5 points per game, that means I need to add all my values together. So I'm going to go 3 plus 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 plus his score in the 6th game. So how many goals is he going to score? Well, we don't know. That's the variable, right? That's what it's asking. The question is, how many points does he need to score? So, well, he needs to score X points. I add all those together and divide by 6 games, and we hope that will give me 3.5. And so at this point I can solve. I'm going to add all that stuff on the top together. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 0 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 5 is 11. So I got 11 plus x divided by 6 equals 3.5. And then I can multiply both sides by 6. So I have 11 plus x equals 3.5 times 6. 3.5 times 6 is 7 times 3, which is 21. And then I subtract the 11, and holy smokes, Paris, you better be on your game, man, because you're going to have to score 10 points. Now, if I really want this to be at least 3.5 points per game, then this needs to be at least 3.5, which means greater than or equal to. So greater than or equal to, so he needs greater than or equal to 10 points if he's going to manage his 3.5 points per game.
So now we're going to move on to question number 4. And question number 4 is a little bit interesting. We got a box plot here. It says a team of workers collected their drive time to work in minutes and created a box plot of the data. What was the drive time for the missing piece of data? Well, the first thing is, well, it probably needs to be in order, which is fine. Here's my 7 right there. There's the 7. I've got my median, which is at 30, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 30 is right there in the middle. Very nice. I've got my maximum here at 87. So where are the other numbers coming from? Right? Well, this number right here looks like it's right at 25. This number right here is right about 75, maybe 78. Now, I don't see a 78 up here anywhere, so I'm not sure what to do. Well, what is that 78 supposed to be? Well, that's supposed to be our third quartile, right? So if I look at my data, there's the median. The third quartile is that right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be right in the middle of those two little boogers right there. And right in the middle of those two, 76 and 81, would be 78.5, which is pretty close to what I was guessing. I have no idea what's going on with my pen. So at this point, I'm going to go to the other side. And I'm going to say, okay, well, I need to do the same thing down here. So I've got 7, 25, something, and 27. So I'm looking at these right here, and I want the first quartile, right? I want Q. Holy smokes, what is going on here? So quartile 1. And quartile 1, I want to be 25. So I go 27 and 7, 25. What does this need to be so that my quartile 1 is 25? Well, it needs to be 25 because it's the number right in the middle. And so if it's 25, that means that this has to be 25 right there. Alright, so we use that knowledge to kind of figure out what that number had to be.
So, we're going to finish off with number 5 here. Now this, interestingly enough, is a question from an IB exam, albeit an easy one, but we're going to see if we can figure it out today. So we've got A, B, and C, and D, which are integers such that A is less than B, B is less than C, and C and D are equal. So your smallest numbers down here, small, not mall, and your biggest numbers up here, and these two, they got to be equal. And so, it says the mode of these 4 numbers is 12. So if I want the mode to be 12, then that has to be the most common. Since A and B are not the same and B and C are not the same, the only way to have a most common number is if it shows up twice.
That means it's going to have to be our C and D, 12 and 12. Now the range of these four numbers is 8. Now remember, the range is the max minus the min. And our max right here is 12. That's our biggest number. So we go 12 minus the minimum, which is A, needs to be 8. And I work that out, and I go minus 12, and I go negative A equals negative 4, which means that A equals 4, just like that. So A is 4. And now I just need to find B, and it says the mean of these four numbers is 9. And so that means I need to take 4 and B and 12 and 12 and add those all together and divide by how many there are, which is 4. And that should give me 9. And so I can add a bunch of those. See, I can add 12 and 12. That's 24. And 4 is 28. So I got B plus 28 divided by 4 equals 9. I multiply both sides by 4, and I got B plus 28 equals times 4 times 4. Those going to cancel out. 9 times 4 is 36. And then I subtract my 28. And I got B equals 8. Ta-da! We finished. That wasn't so bad after all, was it? All right, well, I guess you're done with your homework. Have a nice night.